Was there any, certain specific themes you wanted to do with B-sides? Or did you guys have any particular message that you wanted to focus on?
With the B sides, it was more let's keep it pure hip hop was the sound we were going for at least. I wouldn't say there was a message we wanted to convey. We named it the B sides because we work out of Studio B,
Hmm.
where we're at. There's two studios, A and B, and our studio is Studio B. So it was kind of play off the studio name, and then to play off obviously the B sides and what that means to vinyls and whatnot.
Right, right.
But going off that, it was like the B side sounds like something that's pure. Sounds like something that if you're gonna make it, it's just sound hip hop, you know. So we kind of had that spin to the actual music behind it.
Well, that and also, just the association with vinyl just automatically
Right.
gives you that old school vibe that, this album really is an
Exactly.
expression of. I mean, the one thing I loved about this album, because I sat and listened to it this morning kind of in preparation for the talk, was that you can hear so many different artists echoed through it. Like you can
Yeah.
definitely see that influence by Common, Crucial Conflict, like a lot of these Chicago-based hip hop groups that kind of maybe I don't know, just kind of developed the music scene in Chicago.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. Heavily Chicago inspired. Chicago has so many great artists, and I've been doing this in Chicago for so long that I've seen so many artists rise and fall. And unfortunately, like we early on, a lot of Chicago artists had to leave Chicago to really make a name for themselves. And within the last like 12 years, like people gravitate towards Chicago artists as opposed to us having to leave and go somewhere else to claim our name. They're looking at
Right.
us for inspiration and us for style and innovation and things. So it's kind of a change in that sense.
Well, yeah, because I mean, maybe if you're just looking, at the history of hip hop and how it developed, Chicago's always been kind of like, the forgotten red-haired stepchild. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah,
always
yeah.
looked over.
House music took over the wave of Chicago and ran with it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I mean, just the whole, East versus West thing in the early days, like
Hmm.
it really overshadowed a lot of the good artists that were coming out of Chicago at the time.
Yeah, it took because I think part of it was because no one claimed the Midwest, right? At that time, no one was claiming the Midwest. People were claiming the East Coast, people were claiming the West Coast, people were claiming down south, but that was where it stopped. People claimed Chicago, people claimed certain cities, but no one claimed like the Midwest as a region. So therefore, like things just got overlooked in the Midwest unless you were a standout. Because it was
Right.
like, oh, where do you fall? No one's claiming your region, so where do you fall?
Yeah, and it's well, I mean, I don't know, like there's just been so many like, um, just good overlooked artists that have come out of Chicago. And, I mean, unfortunately, it seems that I feel like a lot of that is just Kanye, for the most part, sucking up a lot of the light and blinding out a lot of other folks just because he got so big so fast. But I mean, there's a lot
Yeah.
of good talent that comes out of Chicago.
Yeah, there really is, man. There's a gang of talent. I mean, you hit up some of these open mics, some of these just local performances, local shows, local artist workshops, and you'll be surprised at the talent you find. But the great thing about it now is like people have a way of getting their voice heard, their
Yeah.
music heard, regardless of how big they are, how much money's in their pocket. Like there's ways, as long as you get internet access, you could put your music out there for the world to hear for pretty much almost close to nothing. Um, so it's definitely a change in times. Before, where we were trying to fight to stand out, I feel like now it's just like, I'm just gonna be me, and if you find a way, and if you hear me and you feel me, that's dope.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's like the most sincere way to approach it as well. Is
Yeah,
you're not trying to play a character like some of these guys are. You're
right,
trying
right.
to be real and you're trying to be authentic.
I'll tell you what, man, it helps with longevity because you don't ever have to like keep up with this persona. You're gonna be
Yeah,
yourself forever.
yeah,
So if you're yourself from
absolutely.
the start and the mid, like you ain't changing. You're yourself, no matter what your sound is, and that's just artistry. You're gonna change in that sense. But as long as you're true to yourself the whole way, like fool, you'll never just burn out of gas, run out of gas trying to keep up with this persona you made.
And I feel like I don't know. I feel like Chicago, it has a lot of authentic rappers as well. Because I mean, I don't. I feel like Chicago in particular is where a lot of the more positive based hip hop and rap are coming from these days. I mean, with such a focus on like mush mouth rappers and beats and this and that. I mean. really, if you look at a lot of the stuff coming out of Chicago, it's just so uplifting and inspirational a lot of the times, even though it can portray a lot of, deep seated resentment, pain of cultural issues.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think Chicago's in a transition, just like everywhere, but Chicago's transition through like you said, like the common, the gangster era where we had our crucial conflicts, our do or dies, our twisters,
Right.
and then we shifted towards our commons, and then Kanye's, and then we went through our straight drill period where Chicago was known for nothing but drill music. And then now you got your Sabas and your No Names and your Smino, and people are coming out with like, oh, your Mick Jenkins, and they're rapping and they're using lyrics, they're using words to put out, put real ideas together as opposed to just making sounds, putting sounds together to make it sound good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for every Chief Keef out there, you have a Chance the Rapper and MC Juice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%, 100%, man. Like
So,
I got a good buddy of mine who's out in LA now, who's a
mhm.
Chicago bred artist. Um, he's one of my favorites, open mic, and he uses that artistry in his lyrics and in his words, and it's like there's like the way I feel is just space and time for all types of music. You
Yeah.
want to just turn up and bounce. There's a place for that. There's music that should be made for that. Uh, but I like having a diverse catalog where you can get a little bit of everything from it.
Well, and you know what? That's the one thing I will say about rap. I mean, maybe next to electronic music, it has the most subgenres and different styles within it than any other
For
genre of
sure.
music.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's so much you could do with it, and 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 it's almost like since we created it, there's no limit to it. So that's why I'm not one of the old heads who listen to people now and immediately shut it down. I'll just say that's not for me. That's for
Yeah.
somebody, but it ain't for me. And it got no problem saying something's whack, something's hot. Like, yo, this sounds dope. I probably won't listen to it too often, but it sounds dope. So whoever likes this, they're gonna love it. So like you said, there's a lot of different subgenres in rap that basically will appeal to almost everyone.